You're able to
Live.
see the screen?
Yeah, live. Yes.
सुमधुर वीणा मुरली संगीत नृत्य सम्मिलित सद्भावनार्पित सुमधुर वीणा मुरली संगीत नृत्य सम्मिलित सद्भावनार्पित गीत नृत्य भगवद्गीत नृत्य गीत नृत्य
Namaste everyone. A warm welcome to GITA-NRITYA, episode 5. Under the high patronage of Indian Embassy, France, Carnatic Conservatory of Paris is extremely blessed to be associated with Samanvay Foundation for Performing Arts. We are also supported by NamVara Studios, India, Eka Unity from Portugal, and Samskara Bharati, India. This is the 5th episode of GITA-NRITYA, and request audience to post your experiences, questions, and views. You can also look back on YouTube channel Carnatic Conservatory of Paris about the previous episodes. Thank you again for all your support and all your messages and all your love for this event. The messages contained in the Bhagavadgita are universally applicable to all, irrespective of their country or religion. 700 verses of the Bhagavad Gita teaches us the right way to lead our life. The very purpose of Bhagavad Gita is to deliver mankind from the sufferings of this world. Every man is in difficulty in so many ways, as Arjuna was in, having to fight their own battles. Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all Vedic knowledge and considered as one of the most important Upanishads in the Vedic literature. If one reads Bhagavad Gita regularly and attentively, he can surpass the study of all Vedic literature. To speak about Carnatic Conservatory of Paris, it has been my husband Pradyumna and my ever-focused endeavor to find ways to contribute to the drop of the ocean of this vast ocean of Indian culture. And CC Paris is one such initiative based out of Paris, France. We are creating new platforms, bringing together new artists, legends alike. We collaborate and present highest quality of Indian arts. We love to take this beauty of Carnatic music and Indian arts to the world audience. And we have conceptualized multiple events: Paris Tyagaraja Aradhana, Nrityanada, Sanatana, Raga and Yoga, Bhagavad Gita doodles, and Amarakosha doodles. Latest to come to life is a collaboration, GITA-NRITYA, which was conceptualized by Veena Murthy Vijay ma'am of Samanvay Foundation for Performing Arts. CC Paris has also published books in English, French, Spanish, Sanskritam, Kannada, and Tamil, which are available on Amazon, Google, Kindle stores, and many others across the world. So, and to introduce our collaboration with Veena ma'am has been so instrumental in bringing every week with bringing in legends, artists, connoisseurs, and highest civilian awardees to this platform to bring to the world audience in-depth knowledge of what Bhagavad Gita is and its relevance through art, music, dance, and many other different forms. To speak about Veena Murthy Vijay ma'am, Veena Murthy Vijay is a danseuse with a commitment towards the propagation of Indian dance tradition all over the world. Veena's rare grace and dramatic talent have taken her to great heights in her chosen art form, Kuchipudi. Veena's experiment in choreography resulted in numerous productions based on varied social themes, proving her comprehensive command over the ethos of Kuchipudi. In an illustrious career spanning over 3 decades, Veena has performed to packed houses in India and abroad. She has also held workshops and lecture demonstrations in various universities abroad. Dr. Veena has several titles to her credit. She has been honored with State Award Karnataka Kalashri by Karnataka GITA-NRITYA Academy for the year 2009-10. Veena is the director of Sri Rajarajeshwari Kalaniketan, Bengaluru, imparting training in Bharatanatyam and Kuchipudi style of dance to her students. Samanvaya has been her brainchild, a dance company and an institution imparting training in dance for academic diplomas and degree courses which are job ready and affiliated to Bangalore University. Veena is one of the first dancers to present traditional Tibetan hymns to Indian dance in her production for World Peace. This was presented in USA, sponsored by the Department of Cultural, Arizona State, USA. Her productions Agastya Rishi, Chitrapata, Ganga Gauri Vilasam, Chitrangada, Stri, Harmony, Vasudeva Kutumbakam, and many more have been well appreciated across the globe. Most recently, magnum opus opera Chilapadikaram was a grand success. She has been chosen as one of the excerpts in the Council of Nadhanirajanam, a Tirupati Tirumala Devasthanam's TV channel. Veena has authored a book, Tere, tracing the presence of Kuchipudi in Karnataka. Awarded with the honorary doctorate for reconstructing 20 new Adavu patterns in Kuchipudi, her magnum opus production Sri Ramanuja Vaibhavam has received wide appreciation. She is also the member of Higher Education Government of India and the director for the Cultural Committee Foreign Investors Council India. She has been recently nominated as the governing council member of Kalakshetra Foundation, Chennai, by the Ministry of Culture, Government of India. So we together bring to you episode 5 of GITA-NRITYA. We will be starting with a doodle episode of Bhagavadgita. Under the high patronage of the Indian Embassy, France, Carnatic Conservatory of Paris presents the Bhagavadgita. Episode 19. न काङ्क्षे विजयं कृष्ण न च राज्यं सुखानि च किं नो राज्येन गोविन्द किं भोगैर्जीवितेन वा. I don't desire victory, nor empire, nor pleasures. Of what use to us is an empire, O Krishna, or enjoyment, or even this life itself? येषामर्थे काङ्क्षितं नो राज्यं भोगाः सुखानि च त इमेव स्थिता युद्धे प्राणां त्यक्त्वा धनानि च. For those for whose sake we desire the empire, enjoyment and pleasures are standing here ready for war, preparing to renounce life and wealth. Inner meaning. Arjuna is displaying the best of sympathies in this situation. Though the people who had inflicted undaunting misery on him and his loved ones were standing in front of him, though he had suffered a great deal of humiliation and pain, he was still considering them to be his own people. He is displaying great sympathies in saying that even if he is victorious in the war, he could not share that joy with his own people, as the victory would be built on their grave. This is an example of the highest form of living, where, in spite of him suffering or having suffered the insult of his wife in the court and sent to exile,
He still wants his opponents to leave. Time to reflect. Can you be your best self in all challenging circumstances? Leave your comments in the comment section.
श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ
So that was Bhagavad Gita doodle for you, and this was I'm so happy and blessed to share with you all the Bhagavad Gita. Veena ma'am watched this, and that's how an idea was born in from her to present this as Gita-NRITYA. So today's guest of the episode 5 of Gita-NRITYA will be Guru Dr. Neena Prasad. Namaste, Neena Prasad, ma'am. Thank you so much for gracing this event and accepting our invitation.
Certainly, this is my privilege too.
Thank you so much. We are celebrating 75 years of Indian independence, and as part of Amrit Mahotsav, we are presenting you Gita-NRITYA under the patronage of Indian Embassy. To talk a few words about Dr. Neena Prasad, Dr. Neena Prasad is a rare blend of strong footing in academic study and the fine aesthetic sense of a performing artist. She had undergone rigorous training in 4 different classical styles: Mohiniyattam, Bharatanatyam, Kuchipudi, and Kathakali from Kalamandalam Suganti and Kalamandalam Kshemavati. Guru Adiyar K. Lakshman, Guru Vempati Chinna Satyam, and Vembayam Appukuttan Pillai, respectively. Her performances have won much appreciation in the country's artistic circuits, and she has also been the recipient of the prestigious awards from the Kerala Sangeet Academy and Madras Music Academy. She is the foremost representative of Mohiniyattam in the major and prestigious dance festivals in India and abroad. She is an impaneled artist of ICCR of the established category and a top grade artist of Doordarshan. Among many other professional activities she engages in, she is a faculty and guide for research scholars and a member of the board of studies in many universities. She headed the research department at the Kerala Kalamandalam, and she has been a member of selection committee for awarding research scholarships and fellowships at the Department of Culture, Government of India. Dr. Neena Prasad has ventured to choreograph many items, both of the Margam and group thematic presentations, to widen the repertoire of Mohiniyattam. She has established 2 institutions: Bharatanjali Academy of Indian Classical Dances at Thiruvananthapuram and Saugandhiga Center for Mohiniyattam, Chennai, where she continues her research pursuits and teaching responsibilities. Neena ma'am, we are again extremely blessed to be welcoming you. A hearty welcome to Gita-NRITYA.
Thank you.
According to the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita, a living being is not the material body, but is the spiritual soul within the body. The distinctions between man and woman, however, are simply material. They have nothing to do with the spiritual soul within. A Krishna person sees no difference between the spiritual soul in the body of a woman and that in the body of man. Bhagavad Gita clearly explains this as there is no gender biased, or it's not. And Mohini is an avatar of Vishnu taking the feminine form. So, how does Mohiniyattam reflect this? Can you kindly elaborate on or about the dance form and its relation?
Once again, thank you. I'm really honored to be at this gathering on the context of Bhagavad Gita. Thank you, Bhavna, and thank you, Veena Garu. At the outset of this question, let me explain that Mohiniyattam is a classical dance form which has its origin in Kerala. It is it is developed to the fullest in the recent times. It had its own identity of its nritta, of its natya or its Shuddha Nirtam. Being said so, it for a long time it has been attached to the name of it called the Mohini, which says that it's the dance of the enchantress. Now, in the feudal system, Mohiniyattam always had its waxing and waning. Uh, this art form has been taken to the performance style, performance level by the women dancers, though they have been trained by the male. But I think that it is mostly the common with other dance forms also. Either male perform like Gotipua or women perform as the Devadasis. Though this is not like directly linked with Devadasis, it has originated as a form as a native form. Now, after this 18th century, 19th century, after Swati Tirunal, it took a performance shape rather with in the concert format with padams, with varnams, and so on. And it took the present form in Kalamandala. So that is the historical background. But still, when Bharatanatyam was the recent name for the Devadasi Dasi Nrityam, Mohiniyattam didn't change the name. Mohiniyattam is Mohiniyattam, but it doesn't mean that only the physical Mohini is dancing. That's the misconception. Well, Mohiniyattam is a form which has two sides, I can tell. On one side, it has its own enchantment, its own luring, its own feeling of beauty and all that. On the other side, this is one of those art forms which is very deep. It is not easy for you to learn or imbibe or get into the track of Mohiniyattam. You need that absolute control of the mind and body to elevate yourself to a level of this uh, aesthetics, a feel of a portal of this enlightenment. Being said so, this is not, it's this art form is a really a tougher form. I can tell you that. And this grace, particular lasya content, which you say, we generally attach to a female body. Where it has been said like that, and the grace factor is something which you have in your body by your birth, by your talent, and which you develop through the learning of the form. And in any art form, it is like that, be it Kuchipudi or be it Bharatanatyam or be it Mohiniyattam, there is no gender, that would exist. It is just the dance, it is just the form and the beauty of the artist that has to come out. So it is the Mohini is this mystic Maya that represents the dancer, that the dancer represents. Sorry.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. With this, I would like to share a beautiful excerpt from Guru Neena Prasad performing Mohiniyattam, one of the 8 classical dance forms of India. Lord Sri Krishna is the Supreme Lord. And just like the sun is eternally associated with his rays, so the transcendental God Krishna is eternally joined with the jivas. The jivas are the infinitesimally small particles of his spiritual effulgence and are therefore not perishable like mundane things. Jivas, being part of Divine Lord's effulgent race, exhibit on a minute scale the divine qualities of God. Though Lord Krishna is all powerful, all pervading, all extending Supreme Lord, jivas are confined to bodies only. With this, I would like to share an excerpt of how beautifully Neena ma'am would be experiencing and depicting the beauty of Krishna.
നിന്നുടെ അത്ഭുത
Sorry.
ലീലകൾ കൊണ്ടോ പറഞ്ഞാലറ്റം കൃഷ്ണ കൃഷ്ണ അംബുജലോചന കമ്പുശുഭഗിവബിംബാധര ചന്ദ്രബിംബാനന അംബുജലോചന കമ്പുശുഭഗിവബിംബാധര ചന്ദ്രബിംബാനന അംബുജലോചന കമ്പുശുഭഗ്രീവബിംബാധര ചന്ദ്രബിംബാനന ചാമ്പയനാദഗ ലഗ്നശുഭൗപിക ശാരദ ചന്ദ്രജനിതമദന ചാമ്പയനാദഗ ലഗ്നശുഭൗപിക ശാരദ ചന്ദ്ര ജനിതമദന മാധവ മാമവ ദേവ കൃഷ്ണ യാദവ കൃഷ്ണ യദുകുല കൃഷ്ണ 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 മാധവ മാമവ ദേവ കൃഷ്ണ യാദവ
So that was a wonderful, wonderful, beautiful experience of Krishna. So here we are with the next section, Time to Reflect, with our honorable guest, Dr. Neena Prasad, and a conversation between Guru Srimati Veena Murthy Vijay ma'am and Dr. Neena Prasad. Veena ma'am.
Thank you, Bhavna. I couldn't take my eyes off the wonderful, scintillating performance just now. I wish it was longer. Well, all good things have to be relished in small quantities. This is our 5th episode of GITA-NRITYA. I wish to share a very important aspect. Sri Narendra Modi ji, our beloved Prime Minister of India, has released in March 11 volumes of manuscripts and commentaries by 21 scholars on Sri Bhagavadgita shlokas, and highlighting how the depths of this holy text was brought out through the different interpretations of scholars. He says, I respectfully salute all the scholars who have tried from their pious work, every person associated with it, and every effort of theirs. I'm quoting Prime Minister Modi's statement. These different interpretations on every verse of single scripture, the expression of so many mystics, is a symbol of the depth of the Gita, to which thousands of scholars have given their entire lives. It is also a symbol of ideological freedom of India. which motivates every person to express his views. The Gita is for the whole world. It has been translated into many languages of the world, and research is on its way, and it's being done in many countries. Gita-NRITYA brings home the aspect of creativity in the narrative of Bhagavad Gita through classical dance forms. As I had said in the first episode, dance is one of life's most passionate forms, which is not restricted or limited to performance and entertainment alone, but should bring a greater meaning to life and spiritual studies. Today's Guru Vidushi Neena Prasad, a very renowned Mohiniyattam dancer and teacher, I request you to share with us as to why you have chosen Mohiniyattam as a dance form to pursue as a career. Just now I came to know that you have also studied Bharatanatyam and Kuchipudi, and you have specialized in Mohiniyattam. Can you share with us your experience as to why you have chosen this form?
As a child, I've been introduced to Bharatanatyam first, and then I started learning Mohiniyattam also hand to hand. Later, during my 10th during 8788, I was feeling that I was more serious about wanting more to dance, more to learn. Then I was taken to Chennai, and I joined Adar Lakshman sir and Venkata Chennasatham master simultaneously. Now, this was the time I was seriously into that for years and years, that I started touring with Master Garu, taking different roles. I was his Shruta Kirti in Ramayana, Shivadanur Bhangam, and many stages, and also with Lakshman sir doing the programs and performances. Also, I've been trained with C.V. Chandrasekhar sir. So I never thought of that I would performing Mohiniyattam at all. Also, I had in the middle, I had got this senior scholarship for Mohiniyattam as well, but then it didn't have. I didn't feel much interest at the time. But later, as I was finishing my post graduation in literature and then going very stable with my dance studies and performances, somewhere it clicked that Mohiniyattam is an art form which has all these qualities, but perhaps it needs more exploration and more. If you can probe, that would be great. So I gave a try. Honestly, it was very hard in the initial times. So I really didn't just go with my experimentation, but I took myself to relearn Mohiniyattam from my guru. Now this time very seriously, and as a researcher, I traveled around collecting those items which has been performed and taught by other gurus as well in the Kerala context, and just to know how the creative mind has gone through Mohiniyattam. So
Were these very rare items that you learned from various gurus? What were these items?
these items were I relearned all the Kalamandalam items, which Satyavam Tisha, Padmini Tisha have choreographed. And, right from Dhanisa Majendra, from the Jadeswaram, everything with the Padams and all that.
So, is there a different repertoire?
In Kalamandalam, we have the standard repertoire, no? Where a girl would start from 8th standard to her degree level. We have a syllabus. So I tried to relearn that, and also my gurus, Kalamandalam Shemavdi teacher and Kalamandalam Sundi teacher. With Sundi teacher, it has been a very, a very serious study. Like, she choreographed many items for me. She used to write. She used to have such a beautiful vision about Mohiniyattam. And during when she was she was having a difficult time. She asked me to pursue my studies with Shrema, the teacher. Then I also learned with her. And 4 years, I steadily went with my learning. Uh, then I started my performance. Now, see, everything fell in the right place for me. I found that it is falling in the right place in the sense that that was the time when Madhavan Nambudiri accidentally he came for his a concert musician. And this concert, which had happened in Pollachi, uh, he came just like that. A musician couldn't come for my performance. So one of the violinists was very close to Mr. Nambudiri and he came. And back on the stage, it is very interesting that there I had prepared this Saurashtra Cholkata and then go to some Padam or something like that. Uh, we didn't have this time for Cholkata. So he said at the back of the stage, why not you do some sloka and then you go for the Varna. Okay, then I was asking like, okay, like what? Probably I can make just a 12 cut and you just probably. That was the time when I was realizing, okay, so like now what am I going to do? Fully blank and nothing. I just knew nothing. Somehow I performed, but that stage was very crucial for both of us. He was invited for 2-3 concerts, and I was also showered with many performances for Mohiniyattam, as well. So this became a very turning point where I thought that okay, I should be more concentrating to Mohiniyattam. Then Mr. Nambudiri told me, Neena, thanks, but I am not I don't sing for dance. I'm concentrating on my concerts. But if somewhere you feel that you want to take Mohiniyattam and if you need a musician, I will certainly, artistically, I like to help you because I feel that you are a good artist and you have dreams about it. So that was something which gave me, and everything fell in the place that I wanted to do more of Mohiniyattam. And this artistic bonding was very fruitful, for me, that I could experiment many things. Uh, and I was finding that Mohiniyattam was something very close to my heart. And for the first and primary thing is that even if I do Bharatanatyam or even if I do Kuchipudi, I can be a good artist. That may be in my expertise or in my fate. But this is something which I was tasting my own soil, I was smelling my own soil, and I'm at home. Something which is natural to me. And there weren't many practitioners as well. So it gave a space and many windows to be opened and probed. Everything came in the same time with God's blessing.
Today, we will be discussing 2 such shlokas later as we proceed. So, in connection with that, Arjuna inquired with Krishna, "Oh, my dear Krishna, by which symptoms is one known who is transcendental to these 3 modes?" The 3 modes are birth and death, and of course, the living passion. What is his behavior and how does he transcend the modes of nature? This is from the chapter 14, 21st sloka. Kairlingas trei gunan Eta atito bhavati prabho kim acharya kathan chaitanya smriti gunan ati vartete. For this, Lord Krishna replies, O son of Prithu, he who does not hate illumination, attachment, and delusion when they are present or long for them when they are disappear, who is unwavering and undisturbed through all these reactions of material qualities, remaining neutral and transcendental, knowing that the modes alone are active, who is situated in the self and regards alike happiness and distress, who looks upon a lump of earth, a stone, a piece of gold with an equal eye, who is equal towards the desirable and the undesirable, who is steady, situated equally well in praise and blame, honor and dishonor, who treats alike both friend and enemy, and who has renounced all material activities. Such a person is said to have transcended the modes of nature, is what Krishna answers. One who engages in full devotional service, unfailing in all circumstances, at once transcends the modes of material nature and comes to the level of Brahman. So, can you explain to me your experience as to how you have overcome? There are many such experiences in life, as you just now said that you were alarmed when before a performance, when somebody just suggested to add a shloka for Cholkattu. There is a there is a slight amount of anxiousness or anxiety before you went on to the stage. The sthita prajna that we call is most required for a dancer. When you say the navarasas, the shanta rasa actually is the major rasa, because if one is shanta only, can the other rasas come out of shanta? Though the scholars and everybody has proved in rasa theory that Sringara is the basis of all the rasas, but there is also a parallel thought that shanta rasa erupts. So, what is your experience of life as to how you could balance between less popularity, less richness, more performances, less performances, competition, politics, all these things? How has Bhagavad Gita given you that knowledge and that consciousness?
Well, Vinagaru, as a learner, I'm not a scholar in the Gita, though I have studied, I have tried to know something on it relating to my creative works as well. Though I am known of the essence of Gita, and I think that Gita is absolutely that one great work which, man, any human being for that matter, what they speak, what they eat, it is the total guide for you. It speaks about the higher truths of life, which probably we don't recognize at all. Some people, they don't recognize at all. But if once you connect with it, everything will fall in connection to it. And let me tell you, for me, the pursuit means bigger or meaningful than the achievements. There was a time when, once I was the ICCR for the first time, they were sending me to the US and the Canada. I got the visa at Canada, and the US I didn't. The whole thing had cancelled. Some 17, 20, 22 performances. Ayyo, that was the day, I felt that I was in doom. Ayyo, I was so shattered. I was very young also. So I was feeling, I couldn't come out of it. For some days, I was so down. Then, my those friends who could support me. More than that, I was finding that, okay, why would I dance? Why should I dance? What is dance for me? Okay, so there are so many facts and so many truths that you understand, and you move on. There are many incidents, like the major incident of my life is the bereavement of my husband, who has been my soul mate, and which had happened just 2 years back. So that was the time when I never thought I would dance again. And equally painful was those days when he was like 2 3 months prior to his going, he went into this saddening phase of his life. His memory loss, his unsteadiness of the body. When he was he had gone. Actually, what I was thinking is that he has gone is one fact, but remembering those last days, that is terrible to be honest about, because those hands which I loved most, the face, his lips, his, everything going out of the form and lifeless. See, this is a memory which I think that should never stay. And slowly, I realized that this is a phase that would happen in anyone's life for that matter. There is a way you leave from this world. There is this sadness, this happiness, which go hand in hand, something comes in something. So how do you go with a steadfast, a stability of the mind, and how you control your emotions. And there are certain stages which I can recollect. Then I was having this pain in my mind of his condition. When he was not in that good condition, I had to travel for my performances abroad for ICCR again. I don't know how I danced at this stage. I was in the blue. I didn't know. But the moment I entered the stage, it's some miracle took over, that only after stepping out of the stage and out of my performance, I was encountering the reality. Now, having said so, I understood that. I identified a new understanding or new wisdom on life after his going. Because, see, dance found I could find a new path through my devotion and passion. When you are dancing, you need to have that light in your mind. So this production of mine called Sakhyam, it says about the friendship of Nara and Narayana, friendship of Krishna and Arjuna. It says, where it is a production, it says about that is Gita in it, but more than that, it is a psychic exploration of Arjuna, perhaps, oneself, which says about how you cross this tough period of your, if you are living, and how you need to have this detachment. Certainly, when I was acting as Arjuna, on the stage, where Arjuna enters on the stage as, oh, where are you? He laments like, Krishna, where are you? When he come to know that Krishna has renounced his worldly body. And that pining, longing of Arjuna, and where the Gita, the advice he got from his dear friend, leads him to, the eternal path. Certainly, that production gave me a light. It showed me that thinking, that profoundness of Gita, and the practicality through which you should identify and go forward. So certainly, at that moment, I can tell you this wisdom which Krishna gave us was something which happened to me, and which I took into myself to cross and to dance and take this. The most beautiful thing about Gita, which I believe, is that when you have good things, you say that, okay, you are very happy, you think that God blessed you, okay, we are thankful to it, no doubt about it. When you lose something, then you ask probably like, okay, why did you do this to me? Okay, so this is what probably you suspect that. See, God is the guiding force for you. He is not sitting for you to give everything you need, but to make you walk through this reality. How you make yourself enable to take the odds of life, to take the happiness of life, to to think in your own shoes, but believe everything happens for a reason. You may not realize that in the immediate days, but on the course, you understand that you have another deed which was preserved for you. I absolutely believe in this, and this is what make me dance again, make my passion close to my heart, and I believe that in this world I have something else to do.
I had to unmute and clap. Veena ma'am, with your permission, I would like to quote this if you're okay. Neena ma'am, listening to what you spoke, my throat just dried up and my eyes were in tears. Probably I was the Arjuna going through, I mean, experiencing what you have gone through. Krishna says, Sukha dukhe same kritva labha labho jaya jayo. Tato yuddhaya yujyasva naivam papam avapsyasi. Fight for the sake of duty, treating alike happiness and distress, loss and gain, victory and defeat. Fulfilling your responsibility in this way, you will never incur sin. So Krishna advises Arjuna to become detached from outcomes and simply focus on his duty. When he fights with the attitude of equanimity, treating victory and defeat, pleasure and pain as the same, then I think despite killing his enemies, he will never incur sin. So I think you are listening to what you have been through this life. I think I am just seeing what Krishna has guided us. Thank you so much, and thank you for your services for the Indian culture and art. Veena ma'am, on to you.
Can we play the sloka that she has? One sloka, and then again we will.
Okay.
Sukha Dukkha only you can play.
Yes.
na na ara ta na 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 ra 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 na सुख सुख दुखे समे कृत्वा सुख दुखे समे कृत्वा ततः युद्धाय युज्यस्व न एवं पापम् अवाप्स्यसि न एवं पापम् अवाप्स्यसि पापम् न एवं पापम् अवाप्स्यसि
Bhavna's wonderful rendition of that
Yes, yes,
shloka
yes.
uh, really was inspiring, and equally profound and much more was your rendition of that shloka. Truly meaningful and beautiful. It was
Certainly, I
wonderful.
have not, whatever been said, whatever the mission of Bhagavad Gita is, if Bhavana singing have not, impressed me, I would have never done this. You are singing, hearing that, I told Veena Garu, okay, let me hear and see. But
Thank
something
you, Neena ma'am. I feel so blessed. I feel
purpose
so
in it,
blessed.
because singing had a purpose and a light for your, understanding of it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It is very heartening that you have found the purpose of leading a very conscious life through dance. You have proved it, Neena Garu, um, through your experiences of the sublime life that you have led, and the greatest gift that you have received for this Janma is to learn the art of dance. And I think all dancers, we must feel truly blessed because we are able to connect to that super consciousness instantly. We are able to converse with him, we are able to fight with him, we are able to war with him, we are able to insult him, and at the same time we are able to love him, or him or her or whatever. That happens only to creative people. And you have experienced the most utmost grief of life, losing your partner, but nevertheless today you're most balanced. You have evolved as a stronger person, and as a person who is able to teach and narrate your own personal grief in such a way that they make use of it as a lesson to empower themselves. That is what dance gives. Now, suppose everybody loses their dear ones in their lives, but how we react to that depends on our knowledge and experience and our janma that we have. So that samskara is what has given you or brought you back to dancing once again and excel even more and mature even more. So it's very beautiful. Coming to the next question, do you think Mohiniyattam is a suitable form to bring out the abstract ideas of philosophies of life which are mentioned in Krishna by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, which are some of the most practical life's skills, I must say, which they become tools. Now, how do you think that Bhagavad Gita and Mohiniyattam go together?
I think that some sound problems. I think that people have understood Mohiniyattam as something as an art form which entertains you and as a source of enchantment, probably. But as I told earlier, Mohiniyattam has probably this capacity, this potential that at one level it is very romantic, it is very enchanting, it has this erotic sensuality, and on the other side it is a very deep form. Okay, you can probably address the subtlest psychic uh, nuances or dramatic nuances of any character or any philosophy for this art form. I think the artist has to grow for it. The artist should have this learning, this knowledge, this skill and talent, and you know, especially the gurutva, to interproduce this form, to interpret and to enact and to perform without failing to impress the audience. I will let
You
me
say
tell.
that form, dance form is not important, but artistic development.
Certainly, any form, it is the artistic province, I can tell you. It is the artistic merit and artistic potential where an artist will grow to a stature where she can redefine the art form. Okay, all the artists which you see today has grown artistically and also grown by themselves. As in the artistic pursuit, as Veena Garu have told, we rediscover many things, we understand many things, we are in constant debate with our creativity, which has a godliness by itself. Certain things you will take many months and months to come to a concrete shape. Something, it just happens through you. It is not your potential. You have this supreme grace on you, and that wisdom would lead you to some creative process. So, having said so, uh, I was telling you about this Sakhyam, and in the second part of Sakhyam, Arjuna is like it is a self analyze of Arjuna, and he is thinking louder like who is Krishna for me? So Arjuna understands that Krishna was that light of his uh, life, and the second episode where Arjuna says is probably at the war field where he is uh, feel unable to be dutiful or to do his karma where, and this context is in the choreography I make it in a nutshell. And when Arjuna asks this relevant question, okay Krishna, now what do you call as victory? Do you think that I win and that is the win for you, that is the victory for you? What is that? I don't see any difference whether I win or they win. The victory is equal to me. Now, Krishna, Krishna just counters this question with such he's angry for a moment, and he asks that Kutasta Kashmalam, even that slokam where he says that Arjuna, some people are like this, they are very intelligent, they are very brave, but they will do the utmost folly in the moment they have to render the most rightful thing, they fail from that. So I've seen many people like that, they something will come into their mind and they think very negative that they are not able to commit to the right track. Okay, so that's what Krishna meant. Okay, you being a brave man, very intelligent, you become covered. That happens to some people. So see how intelligently and how what an approach of Krishna towards leading him to his karma and make him think whatever it is you can decide now. Ultimately he's saying whatever it is you can decide. So some moment for Arjuna where he thinks for himself and thinks that this is what I have to do and I am doing this. So see, that's a very beautiful juncture for you, for anybody in the life, where you think that okay, this is what I have to do, and there is no second thought about this. Uh, that's it. I forgot the question in the way.
I mean, you came to the point as to how the abstract theme of
Yeah. So
philosophies can be
yeah,
shown.
correct. So it was, now I'm doing performing Mohiniyattam. I have the grammar of it. I have the taste of it. I have this color. But I'm doing justice as an artist to the situation. And Mohiniyattam is it is a very richer form with a lot of space and a lot of depth in it.
Yes, I completely agree with you. Arjuna, when he questions Krishna, I must use this word stupid. because sometimes to call for attention, we need to do something stupid. So Arjuna is calling for that attention. He wants to bring out the best in Krishna so that all of us can make use of it. So he asks the silliest of question, whether I win or they win, how does it matter, Krishna? That's when Krishna comes back to the brass tacks of the purpose, of the very purpose of the war of Kurukshetra. That is dharma. I am here, dharma sthapa, paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkrutam, dharma samstapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. I come here only to establish dharma, to put an end to evil. This Kurukshetra war is not mine or not yours. It is for dharma. Dharma has to be there on this earth. And Arjuna, your karma is to protect that dharma. So you go there and you make a war. It is me who will decide who will die and who will win. Everything is inside me, and everything which is outside will come inside me. So to make us realize these things, Arjuna asks these stupid questions to Krishna, so that to call back that attention, because Bhagavadgita has 700 shlokas and 18 different chapters. So if one has to really remember these things, sometimes we need to, like in Harikatha, we do a Upakatha and come back. So like that, these conversations are most colorful in Bhagavad Gita between Krishna and Arjuna. So Neena Garu, it was excellent talking to you. What is the message that you would like to give to the youngsters today? How do you think they should choreograph, they should compose? I'm talking about senior dancers who are emerging today. There are new dimensions to how dance is performed today. It's no longer just a margam or a repertoire. So what is your advice for these youngsters? And how do you think Bhagavad Gita can be utilized or integrated into dance?
I try to say this to my students and wherever I go, that learning the art form is more important than whether you turn a professional or whether you turn a teacher. Art is something which is larger than life, which will support you, which will guide you, which will make you a different person totally. For that sake, art, for any form of art, be it music, be it, you constantly you follow that with all your mind. It's something. It's a supportive system which you would carry all your life. And this is what I try to tell. And for me, as I told you, it is not like how many stages I perform, what achievement come to me as a solid thing. But for me, what is ever important, the pursuit, the total pursuit. When I say that it is a tapasya, it's 100% true for me. I yearn for this passion, and every day, by God's blessing, I sit as a fresh mind. Everything entices me, everything attracts me, everything, I want to probe, I want to yearn, I want to create. So that mindset has never gone out of me. So that is the biggest blessing, that I keep like this, that's what I should be. Till I breathe last in this earth, I should be like that. That's the only prayer I have, and which I live for.
Bhavna, shall we play the next shloka?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Very beautiful. Very, very nice. So, the balance of mind, body, and soul is what is defined in Bhagavad Gita. And let us all imbibe these beautiful knowledge or thoughts as tools to lead our lives with consciousness, where every breath that we take, we are aware of our thought and deed. It's very important for us to be conscious of our thoughts. What is happening inside our mind every second? Because this life is too short. And the true happiness comes out of just Sharanagati or surrender to Him and be dutiful towards whatever we are ordained to do. Thank you, Neena Prasad Garu, for your beautiful, profound thoughts and fantastic performance. I request Bhavna to give the vote of thanks.
Thank you for giving that opportunity to, give a language of dance of the great Gita through your wonderful singing.
Uh, Neena ma'am, I feel so blessed to be amongst all of you, to have so much of knowledge. Again, Bhagavad Gita, there is nothing that we can experience that we cannot see in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, Dhritya yaya dharayate manaha pranendriya kriyaha yogena vyabhicharinya dhritihi sa partha satviki. The steadfast will that is developed through yoga and which sustains the activities of the mind, the life airs, and the senses is said to be the determination in the mode of goodness. Today, when I heard your experiences, your life experiences, and what you are today, and your dance, your emotions that you have gone through. I think I can just see what Krishna sees, and we can all learn from the willpower and the determination with which you are leading your life today. Is definitely an example for all the generations to follow and get inspired by your life. So GITA-NRITYA today definitely stands as a wonderful rendezvous, get inspired and to make a difference in the present generation and the next generations to follow. Neena Prasad ma'am, thank you again. Thank you so much for your time, your energy, your blessings, and the positiveness that you bring towards the life. And I just can't thank you. I just can't thank you enough. Veena ma'am, thank you again for bringing us these wonderful ideas. And under the high patronage of Indian Embassy also wishes to thank you to be a part of this initiative GITA-NRITYA. And as part of Carnatic Conservatory of Paris, Pradyumna and I, along with Veena ma'am, thank you a lot for participating in this GITA-NRITYA episode. We would also like to extend our sincere thanks to Mahesh Swami sir, who has given us accompaniments on flute, and Surya sir, who has given us the special effects. And we would also thank our partners, NamVara Studios, Bengaluru, Eka Unity, Portugal, and Samskara Bharati for joining hands to bring GITA-NRITYA for all of you. In the next episode, we will be having Surya Rao, who would be performing Yakshagana for us. Stay tuned. Log in again next Sunday, and see you all same time. You can follow us on Carnatic Conservatory of Paris YouTube channel and Facebook channel for more details, and also on embassy websites where they're updating about GITA-NRITYA every week. And Veena ma'am is updating every week. Veena Murthy Vijay, you can follow her page. You can follow the same YouTube channel. We are posting both episodes in both the channels, Carnatic Conservatory of Paris and Veena Murthy Vijay YouTube channels. So please do follow us. Share the knowledge. Share to most of people. The entire experience is to bring the world closer and celebrate Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Thank you again, everyone, for joining us for this episode 5 of GITA-NRITYA. You will be having these episodes available to watch and learn. There is so much to learn in 1 hour that we have spent today, and I think we have to go through it over and over again to really understand the essence of these lessons. And with this, I thank everybody who have joined us today. Namaste. Shubharatri, Shubha Sandhya. Have a good day. Namaste. Bonsoir.
सुमधुर वीणा मुरली संगीत नृत्य सम्मिलित सद्भावनार्पित सुमधुर वीणा मुरली संगीत नृत्य सम्मिलित सद्भावनार्पित
गीतनृत्या भगवद्गीतनृत्या
गीतनृत्या
Okay.
Yeah, thank